The Canadian Taxpayers Federation is releasing a report outlining what it says are the dangers of Bill C-11. That's the piece of legislation many feel infringes on free speech online and regulates what you can and cannot see on the internet. Joining us now to discuss this in more detail from Brantford, Ontario, is Jay Goldberg, CTF Ontario Director. Jay, what's your biggest concern about Bill C-11?
The government is planning to regulate user-generated content. So that means they're coming after you, individual users. If you're uploading things to YouTube, if you're posting videos to TikTok, these could be subject to government regulation. The government keeps saying it's not going to be, but the CRTC, which is the government organization that's going to be tasked with overseeing this whole bill, they're saying it is. So that means that user-generated content's fair game, and Canadians got to watch out.
Now, the Trudeau Liberals say they're just trying to protect Canadian content and culture. How do you see it?
Canadian content and culture is thriving. Netflix has made hundreds of millions of dollars of investment. In 2020, the Canadian film and television industry got $6 billion in foreign investment, a record. So Canadian content is doing really well. And they're just trying to say that they're protecting Canadian content as an excuse to try to regulate what we have to say and what we can see online, which is user-generated content and other content like that. So it's really a red herring in this bill.
Now, Jay, the report that your group put together says Bill C-11 may also set a very dangerous precedent for the future. How so?
What Bill C-11 does is it allows a bureaucratic organization to filter what we see online. So the government gets to decide what comes up first in our news feeds and our streaming feeds. And they're saying right now they're just going to do it to promote stuff that's Canadian content, that it's what their intentions are very honorable. But, down the line, if we have government bureaucracy that has the power to decide what we see first online, they could easily expand that for other purposes. It might be Canadian content now, but tomorrow it could be to promote social cohesion, as Public Safety Minister Marco Mendicino has said. So easily you could imagine mission creep here, and that's the big concern.
So where can we find this report being released by the Canadian Taxpayers Federation? And is it too late to have our voices heard?
You can find more information on the report and the report itself at taxpayer.com. And it's not too late. They haven't had the final vote in the House of Commons. And then it's going to go to the Senate, where the real fight is going to be. The Senate basically killed Bill C-10, which is the predecessor to C-11. And we have to keep up the fight in the Senate to protect our right to free speech and free expression.
Thanks so much, Jay. That was Jay Goldberg, Ontario Director of the Canadian Taxpayers Federation, joining us from Brantford, Ontario.